All right, so we have one more video here where we're comparing parallel and perpendicular lines. So we're going to identify whether or not they are parallel or perpendicular. And they're given to us in multiple different forms. So this first form, we have y equals mx plus b. This is slope-intercept form. The second one, this is what we call standard form. And the last one, this is really not either of the three forms that we're usually given. This is just kind of not completed in slope-intercept form and or standard form. It's kind of a mixture of both. All right, so we are being asked to compare the slopes because that's how we're going to know, is it parallel or perpendicular? What is the slope of the three lines? That's what we need to find. So we need to list each slope, although a few equations are not in y equals mx plus b or point slope if we had that. So let's fix those first. So line number 1 is already in y equals mx plus, oh, I already wrote it over here. I'm silly. So it's in this form here. So I really just have to identify the m. So that's my slope for line number 1. So I already have that one. For this next one, I want to put it into slope-intercept form. So I want to make it equal y. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides, like this, 10x. So I'm going to have 10x minus 10x cancels. So 4y equals negative 10x plus 6. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So 4 divided by 4 cancels, and I have y equals negative 10 divided by 4 doesn't fully cancel, but I can divide by 2's. 10 divides by 2 5 times, 2 divides by 2 2 times, and 6 divides by 2 3 times. So I would have negative 5 halves x plus 3 halves. So now I do in fact have a slope because it's y equals mx plus b. So I know this is negative 5 halves. And then the last equation here, I don't want to know what 5 times y is. I want to divide everything by 5. So I'm going to have y equals 2/5 x plus 4/5. So even though I write it like this with 1 5, I'm still dividing every piece by 5. That's why they end up fractions like that. So here is my fraction, 2/5. All right, so I have my 3 slopes. So now I can actually compare them. So for line 1 and 2, so we're comparing line 1 and 2, we just want to ask the question, are they the same? Well, no, they're not the same. Are they negative reciprocals? Well, I took 2/5. If I switch it, that's 5 halves, and then this was positive and it's negative. So, yep, they are negative reciprocals, so that makes them perpendicular. I bubbled in the wrong one. There we go. All right, line 1 and 3, so we have 1 to 3. Well, 2/5 and 2/5, those are the same, so that makes them parallel. And then the bottom one, we have 2 and 3. So this is the same deal as 1 and 2. It's just backwards. I started with negative 5 halves. If I flip that over, I get 2/5. It was negative, now it's positive. So that does in fact work. All right, so we have perpendicular. All right, so that was just more practice identifying parallel and perpendicular lines. So go ahead and go on, Alex, and give that a try.